Find Blair. Go get Blair. What good are you? You don't fetch, you didn't... What good's a cell phone if she's not gonna pick it up?
So, where do you want all this stuff?
Oh, it doesn't matter, just dump it.
Okay. This is yours.
For a bird, you don't go cheap.
Wow, that is some primo golden blue macaw. Hello there, little fella. Hello, hello. Well, my guess is this is domestically bred, hand-raised. This is no black market parrot.
How can you tell?
Well, he's too well adjusted. Here. This is all you need to know. Read this. You give it the right food, give it plenty of attention, give it some new toys, and you will have yourself a very happy parrot. Yes, you will. You also might want to mention him in your will.
What are you, a comedian?
No, no, really. These guys live for like 100 years.
Well, you're just filled with helpful little hints, aren't you? Yeah. You're gonna grow up, you're gonna be a veterinarian?
Lawyer. Thanks, man. Bought yourself a real winner.
No, I didn't buy anything. Admiral Byrd just kind of flew in my window.
You're not superstitious.
No, why?
Well, I mean, it's just... Well, some people say that if a bird flies in your window, then that means somebody's gonna die.
Close the door on your way out.
Right.
Millet.
Clam sauce?
No, it says millet. Millet. Says you like it right on the box.
Oh, clam sauce!
Blair, where have you been? How come you're not answering your cell phone?
That's Parrot.
Good guess. Dr. Sand called with the DNA results.
Oh, God, please. Is it a match?
5 out of 6 of the DNA strands match. It looks like the spawn's cord blood is going to do the trick.
Oh, God. Oh, God, Star's gonna be all right.
Yeah. Better than all right.
This is so great.
Now, take it easy. Take it, both of you. Take it easy.
Yuck. Todd, what were you thinking, bringing that thing in here? Do you know what kind of disease is
Hey,
that?
cool it.
Don't tell me to cool it. Your daughter's up there hanging on for her life with a compromised immune system, and you bring in a filthy bird in the house.
This is not a filthy bird. This is
Yes,
a perfectly healthy, domesticated macaw who just kind of flew into my life. Besides, you don't need to worry about Star. She's not going to be sick anymore, remember?
I've been worrying so long I can't seem to stop. Just, will you at least keep the stupid bird in your office until Star has her transplant, please? Please.
I think you're overreacting. Fine. The office won't be too bad. I'll get you a big vat of clam sauce from Rhodey's. You want linguine with that? And then?
Mr. Manning? Oh, Mrs. Manning, I'm so glad you're home.
Well, what is it, Judith?
I thought Star was just a little tired this evening, but now seems a little pale and listless.
Oh,
and the poor
God.
thing's just lying in her crib, whimpering.
Just stand there. Go get her bag for the hospital. Remember when we went to Logan's to the toy store? You know, you had that choo-choo train. A great big teddy bear. Well, that was fun, right? You'll have fun again soon. Promise. I want you to think about how many people want you to get well, and I want you to think about how I'm pulling for you, and I want you to think about how I love you.
that you?
Oh.
There must be a horrible bug in this town. You sound worse than the poor man down the hall from me. Well, guess where I am.
Oh.
No, save your voice. I'm in a dive. But at least I'm free. Thanks to your brilliant legal find, Taya Delgado. And I have some other news. I had myself tested as a possible donor for Star. As I told you before, I think it's the least I can do for all the kindnesses that you've done for me. I have another favor to ask you, though. Oh, please don't think I'm greedy. It's just that freedom has a price, and I just can't pay it right now. You don't sound very enthusiastic. Well, if you could see my current address, you would understand why a once-and-future mayor deserves to have lodging that doesn't resemble the end of the road. And new clothes are vital to restore my constituents' faith in me, or at least in my image. These projects take commitment. $50,000 ought to cover it. Well, it's just until I get reelected. All right, $40,000. It'll be a limited makeover. Oh, I'm touched. Only you would make it a point to boost my self-esteem when I'm feeling my least attractive. You are a truly special being.
You have kids, right? Any of them actually put the handcuffed over their ear like this?
Yeah, Jessica.
Must be a girl thing.
Maybe. And maybe it's a daddy thing, that you can soothe a little girl enough so that she trusts sleep in a scary place. You have a gift, Todd.
She was just tired.
Oh, dear, dear, dear. God forbid you should take pride in a perfectly wonderful natural instinct for parenting.
You're kidding, right? I mean, this is not the father of the year. This is me you're talking to,
Oh,
remember?
yes. Todd the unchangeable. Todd the hopeless.
I kind of like the way that sounds.
Sometimes I think you keep those wounds open on purpose. So I'm warning you, be careful. They're going to heal when you least expect it. It almost happened once before.
When?
In Ireland. Hey, for all intents and purposes, you were dead, right? You said so yourself. And yet you survived. And what sustained you? Oh, thoughts of Blair and a second chance. By the time you were well enough to come home, you were primed to change.
It's too bad Blair and Patrick didn't know that I was coming. They could have made me a cake instead of a baby.
What are you thinking?
Oh. It's just weird. I always figured that things have to go from dark to darker. I mean, for me, anyway.
Not necessarily.
Well, you see, that's the thing, and... I mean, you said it yourself, right? I was dead. I mean, it doesn't get any worse than that, but... something good came out of it. I realized how much I missed Blair. And yeah, that whole thing with her and Patrick, that knocked me flat again, but... the baby that they made is gonna save Star. And so it's like, no matter how rotten a time is, there's always something good that can come out of it.
Even for you.
Yeah. Go figure.
No. Don't figure, please. Just accept that it's so. And be very grateful that in this case, Blair and Patrick's baby is more than just a good thing. It's a miracle.
Star's in excellent shape. The donor's a great match. All things considered, you couldn't ask for better circumstances.
And this whole deal, it all starts tonight.
As soon as we finish here, I'll take Star up to radiology. There is one side effect you should be aware of.
What's that?
The conditioning process tends to debilitate patients, especially children. It will leave Star quite weak and listless.
How much is quite?
I'd say she'll be even less energetic and responsive than she was when she came into the emergency room when the original diagnosis was made.
Serious. She could barely move that night.
True, but once the transplant is completed, the stem cells will start to reproduce almost immediately, and Star will make progress on all fronts. You have any other questions?
Yeah. You gonna cure my little girl?
I promise to do everything I can for her.
That's as much as anyone can ask.
Hey. Remember everything I said, okay? You remember that choo-choo train and then the big big teddy bear? I'll see you later.
Mr. Manning.
Yeah.
Todd, you're gonna be fine.
Yeah, no, I know. No sweat.
God, I wish I could stay. I gotta go home to Jessie.
Okay. I'll see you later.
I know you. You're gonna worry, but keep this one thing in mind, okay? A few days ago, Star's future was tenuous at best. She's got a donor now. Her life has been saved.
Todd? There's been an accident. You better come with me.
Todd, wait.
What did you do now, Patrick? What did you do to Blair?
Blair was in no state to drive, so I told her I'd take her home so she can pick up a few things and I'd bring her back here. The rain was coming down in sheets and it was slippery, but I was driving carefully. When we turned onto Route 9, some crazy maniac was heading for us. So in order to avoid the other car, I swerved and I plowed right into a tree.
He did everything he could to avoid a head-on collision. I arrived just after the accident happened.
Blair and I both blacked out, and when I came to, the coward who had pushed us off the road had disappeared, and there was no airbag on her side of the car, and she wasn't wearing a seatbelt. And she was stuck between the dashboard and the seat.
What's going on here?
Todd,
Where's Blair?
Mr. Manning.
What? Is this serious?
I'm sorry, the report isn't good. Mrs. Manning is in surgery right now. Dr. Evans is operating. She suffered a fractured hip, pelvis, multiple fractures to one leg, and some broken vertebrae. We'll deal with the orthopedic surgery once she's stabilized. Our immediate concern is heavy internal bleeding. We don't yet know the extent of her internal injuries, but they were serious. However, we believe we've cauterized the damaged arteries and stopped most of the hemorrhaging. She's holding on. Your wife has a strong constitution. There's no reason to believe she won't pull through.
Well, then that's good, then. Look, when you walked in here, I didn't think you were optimistic.
it's the baby, isn't it?
She wasn't wearing a seatbelt, was she?
No. I asked her to put it on, but she refused.
There was critical trauma on impact. The baby didn't make it. Even if the medical team had performed an emergency cesarean at the site, it would have been too late.
Are you saying that my son is dead?
I'm so sorry.
What the umbilical cord, you gotta get it. You gotta get the umbilical cord for Star's
Come into
blood
my
cord.
office to talk about
No, you gotta start the procedure now. You gotta go do that.
I can't. The placenta was separated at the crash. The cord blood was compromised.
What do you mean compromised?
The healthy cord blood cells died with the baby. We can't use them.
Are you telling me that the cord blood for Star's transplant is useless?
I wish it weren't.
My little girl is upstairs, and you are pumping her full of toxic chemicals. She is sick to her stomach. She is weak. She is terrified. Her immune system has been destroyed, and now you're telling me that the procedure that she has been prepped for isn't even going to happen?
Not with this donor, no.
Well, look, don't you just stand there. You tell me what's going on. What are you going to do now?
We're going to stop chemo immediately. Then we'll do some blood tests to determine how much further Star's system has been compromised.
Compromised? It's been wrecked. What are you going to do about that?
She's only had 1 dose of Cytoxan. We're going to start her tonight on something we call growth factor to counteract that and to try to build up her blood counts. Of course, we'll be on the lookout for any new infections. I'm considering now what antibiotics to use in that case. Meanwhile, it's crucial that we step up the search for an acceptable donor.
Acceptable? We had the perfect donor.
Mr. Manning, please, let's keep our eyes on the future. Now, excuse me, I have to get Star started. Mr. Thornhart, you have my condolences.
You had to kill the donor, didn't you? You had to kill him to solve your problem. I've heard you tell Margaret that she's the only important thing in your miserable life. And we've all heard her pitiful little tirade about how the one thing she feared, the one thing that she couldn't deal with, was the baby that Blair was carrying.
Stop it!
Oh, yeah, he stopped it, all right. Walked right out of here, and I heard you say it. I will take care of this. So what does he do? You've got a seatbelt. She doesn't. You've got an airbag. She doesn't. So you roll the dice. You take the car right off the road, and you hit it into a tree on the passenger side. And the bonus is my little girl loses out. You finally did it, Patrick. You found a way to stick it to me. You killed him.
I've got to get my own apartment. I know it's late, but I couldn't hang around the Vegas and look at the same old stuff. And then I went over to Rhodey's, but nothing was happening there, so I figured I'd stop by here.
And here you are.
Okay, that's not the whole truth. I ran into Drew at Rhodey's, and he told me that Kelly's out somewhere tonight and that you were all alone. So I wanted to make sure that you weren't lonely.
Well, actually, Kelly is here. She's up in her room.
Are you trying to get rid of me?
No, really, I'm telling you. I'm actually kind of worried about her. Seems like she's had a really rough evening.
This accident is a tragedy for both of you. Don't you dare make it worse. You stop this right now.
Why do you talk to this pathetic fool? He really thinks that I killed my unborn son and crippled Blair to make my life more convenient.
That son of yours is nothing but a stone around your neck. Your precious Margaret was all that mattered to you. You said it. When you walked out of here, you said you were going to take care of it. So all for love. You destroyed Blair's baby, and you wrecked Star's chance for a transplant.
Shut your mouth. You have no idea what happened out there.
No, I know what happened out there. You killed your own son. And if it turns out you killed my daughter, I will have your miserable life, too. Come here.
Todd, what is going on here? You two.
Come here.
Oh, my God. Somebody. Here they are. Here they are. Patrick, please stop it. Stop it. Oh, my God. Oh, my God.
Get up.
Todd, don't you have enough to worry about?
You're right. I'm going to go see my daughter, who's all filled with chemicals for a procedure that's not even going to happen.
Get out of here. What? I mean,
Let's go. It's all right.
I thought we could celebrate
Celebrate what?
my successful day in court. I got Alex Olenoff out on bail.
A judge let her walk?
And why not? She has sufficient ties to the community, former mayor, future mayor, too, to hear her tell it. By the time I was through with her, she looked like a model citizen.
Hey, ho. I'm really not in the mood for celebrating. I am in no mood for drinking at all, okay? I'm whipped.
That was on Dorian. Witherspoon in a car accident. So Kelly's night just got worse. Wine glasses over the sink or by the cupboard?
Taya. Thanks, but I'm just not in the mood, okay? I'm sorry.
Oh, I get it. The unannounced visit is not such a hot idea.
No, that's not it.
No?
No.
You mean I shouldn't
I shouldn't take this personally. You have all your girls call first.
Taya, trust me, it has nothing to do with you. I've just been having a rough evening, okay? I'm sorry.
Who's this?
Not my style, must be Kelly's.
Funny. Doesn't look like Kelly's either.
Please. Dr. Sands is right. She's taking care of things perfectly. You've got to remain hopeful.
What? You trying to cheer me up, Marty? You trying to comfort me? You stay away from me. You did good, Marty. You and your imported wordsmith. You trying to get back at me for what I did to you a few years ago? Congratulations. You picked a fantastic way to do it.
You here to be served, counselor, or to serve a summons?
I'm just here for coffee. What?
Well, that's what I want to know. What? What gives? You're not feeling well?
I'm fine. I'm just taking something more seriously, thank you, than it ought to be taken, and I have to, adjust my thoughts on the subject.
Yeah, well, try to take this the right way, okay?
Oh.
Well, I just kind of like it better when somebody knocks that chip off your shoulder. You almost seem like, human.
But I shouldn't take that the wrong way?
Oh.
Is there a right way to take that?
Yeah, there is.
Fine, consider it taken right. I don't have the strength to argue with you.
Oh, now I know something is wrong. Should I get your doctor or something? Maybe a priest. What?
Back off, Vega. Why don't you tell me what's happening with you? Then I can give you a hard time about your life.
Okay. I will. I just signed up for the summer schedule at LU. My requisites for law school are covered, and the summer courses will give me a leg up on grad school, assuming they accept my application and assuming they give me the tuition grant that I applied for. You know, for a guy who doesn't put much stock in things he can't see, I guess that's assuming a lot, but I am trying to stay optimistic.
You're going to be one busy guy this summer.
Yeah, well, I got a lot of lost time to make up for.
You're welcome.
Yeah. Thanks. Listen, you sure you don't want to tell me what's wrong?
Listen, don't take this the wrong way, but I don't think you'd make a very good confidant right now. You're too biased about the principles in the case.
Is there a right way to take that? Ladies, may I seat you? Please. Okay. All right, what gives? Cassie? She's okay. I like her. Oh. I see.
What do you mean, oh? You think you know something? You don't know spit.
Ooh, nice language. Big-time New York lawyer. Okay, maybe I don't. But let's just, think about it for a second. All right, maybe this foul mood you're in, it has something to do with, I don't know, Kevin Buchanan.
Don't assume anything, Antonio. Can you do that?
Cool.
I mean, I know what you think of him. Every time you open your mouth, it's something, and it's not good. So whatever you're going to say, I got it. All right?
All right.
Thank you.
Thank me? For what?
For not sharing your opinion this one time.
De nada. Hey, wait a second. Whatever you got in mind, never mind. I know you got to do what you got to do, but please, all right? Keep it quiet, keep it civil, and keep the property damage and the bloodshed to a minimum. Please.
I thought you knew me by now. I never make promises I can't keep. I noticed you lost a glove. I think Kevin has it. I was over there earlier tonight. Go on. Ask him what we did together.
I thought something good might actually happen. And this is what I get for that. Look at her. More life in those machines than there is in her. I thought that my kid was going to be saved by Patrick's bastard son. And now things are worse than I ever could have pictured them. Baby's dead. Star's chances at a transplant are dead. And Blair, she's this close to being...
I know what you're going through. I love Blair and Star just as much as you do.
You are so presumptuous. First of all, to think that you feel anything the same way I do. And second of all, to think that what I feel for Blair has anything to do with love at all.
Oh, get off it. You just told me as much.
I didn't tell you anything. I will tell you this. The man who did this to me, the man who did this to all of us, the man who I hate most in the world, is going to pay.
Todd, you told me you'd be here.
Yeah, I'm supposed to be in there. The doctor's on the phone taking her sweet time.
How are you?
Same as any guy would be, with his wife at death's door and his baby not far behind.
I don't even know what to say. It's so awful, and I'm so sorry. Blair and the baby and Star's whole situation now. Last time I saw you, you were so hopeful.
Won't make that mistake again.
Have they found another donor?
It's a couple of possible gross matches. That's what I'm here to try and find out.
Well, then that's good news.
Blair's baby was better news. Patrick took care of that.
Todd, it was an accident.
Yeah. That's enough of this. What's up, Doc? What's taking so long, huh?
It's the father. He's understandably upset. What were those results again? Yeah, that's not ideal, but the best we're going to get
Did they
from
find
the
a
family
donor or not?
or the NMDP is for...
Do you guys scare up a blood donor for my little girl? Well, how long is it going to take you to complete the run? Figures. It's for nothing.
Todd, you have to stop this. You're not helping your daughter by turning on the people who are doing everything they can to save her.
Mr. Manning, as it happens, this was good news. We have 4 possible donors. Not optimal, but encouraging. If only one of them is a 5 out of 6 match, our chances are excellent.
I don't care what our chances are. I care about Star's chances.
You'll be the first to know if any of these samples work out.
Well, thank you.
If they don't, Todd, I will give the search front page coverage in the banner tomorrow.
It's a nice offer. What if tomorrow's too late? We got it.
Got what?
We're going to go through with Star's procedure.
I hope this isn't one of your Todd jokes.
No, Mrs. Lord, the DNA results are in. One of your private donors is a 5 out of a possible 6 match.
Oh, thank you, God.
It's the best we could possibly have hoped for.
Yes.
It's not perfect, but it's going to give Star a chance. Chance of a lifetime.
Who's the donor?
The name of the donor won't be revealed until a year after the transplant's completed.
But that's absurd. I mean, someone has stepped forward to help Blair's daughter, and we can't express our gratitude?
I think you could best express your gratitude by respecting the procedures we've developed over the years for the psychological protection of all parties involved.
Look, somebody's done me a good turn. I'd like a chance to return the favor.
I'm afraid these policies are absolutely strict, Mr. Manley.
I just don't see why you care.
A transplant is more than the mere mechanics. Recipients often feel intense gratitude to the donors if they survive. The donors are often shaken with tremendous guilt if the recipients don't survive, or with an overpowering need to get in contact if they do. Both are given the protection of a year's time to take in the psychological implications of the procedure.
So, these people don't know who we are either.
That's right.
Well, what are the chances of the guy just showing up on my doorstep?
0 to none. Aside from the confidentiality, each donor is given a psychological screening that warns us of anyone disturbed enough to try to seek out the other person.
Oh, there you are. I came as soon as I heard the news. How is my little angel?
Your little angel?
Oh, I'm sorry. I can't help but feel a tad possessive ever since I had my little heart-to-heart with that kind young medical technician who understood my need to know whether or not my blood would return life to a suffering child.
Oh, no.
Yes. Oh, I was just one of many generous souls who wanted to donate my stem cells to Star, but I was the only one whose wish was fulfilled. How can I ever thank you for allowing me to save your child's life?